Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our weekly women's volleyball press conference with head coach Tyler Hildebrand. We'll start the press conference with an opening statement from coach, and then we'll open it up to questions from the media.
Thanks, Lindy. Well, we gave the girls a day off today. We don't give a ton of those, but we wanted them to, just take a rest on their bodies and get a break mentally and physically. So a lot of the girls came and hung out, and so it was, I think it was a good day. We got a couple girls sick, so anyway, that's us preparing for the week. We have, we got 3 practices, and then we got San Diego and Irvine. So last time we played them, it took us 10 sets, to get through. So, we know that, both those teams are good teams, and, we're going to have to bring our best this week. So anyway, but it's been a lot of the academics and academics right now, it's the time of year where they got to finish papers and they got to, get grade checks and all that. So anyway, we wanted to give them a little downtime today to prepare. Obviously disappointing to play how we did on Saturday against Santa Barbara. We had a really nice match against Northridge. But, sports and, you got to learn from what you can from those matches. And bottom line is, we got outblocked 19-4, which is Santa Barbara leads our conference in blocking, but that's too many blocks. Last couple matches we've been outpassed, and that's something that didn't happen really almost the whole season. So we're taking a look at that and trying to see if there's anything there, if it's just some off nights. But anyway, we're gonna have to pass the ball better this week, and we're gonna have to dig deep and find a way to win a couple matches this weekend against good opponents.
Coach, obviously the matchup against Santa Barbara was a tough one. Santa Barbara hadn't lost a home match, or hasn't lost a home match this season, but you were able to take a set off them. I believe you were the first conference team to take a set off them. What did you say to the team, or what did the team do in order to come back and force a 4th set?
Well, what we said at the end of the, after we lost, it was disappointing. But after we lost, both me and our staff talked about, we've done that a number of times. I think it was 23-18 or 23-17. Most teams, folded in, or, they're mad at something, or deflated at that point. But, our team just, found a way to get a win there. I mean, obviously Santa Barbara made some mistakes to make that happen, but yeah, I don't know. We've done that all year. We've shown that we can fight. We've shown we can hang in there, and we don't get too up or too down. That's been a really cool thing about our team and our culture, and so we're really proud of that. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot of things that we were super proud of in that match. So we mentioned it, in the post-match debrief, but we didn't say anything to make it happen. I mean, we just, 23-18, you got to try to serve, and Dylan made a great run, and Morgan killed a bunch of balls. So, we were up 11-6 in the second set, and broke down passing and setting out, and then, we should have been up 9-7. ESPN broadcast had that serve out, but, we lost that challenge, and then we gave up a bunch of points. And so we weren't really happy with how we handled some leads and how we took advantage, but Santa Barbara's playing really good right now since they made that setter switch, and they've lost 1 set, I think, in their last 5 or 6 matches against good teams. So they're playing really well, and they played a great match, and Nicole and her staff has that team playing great at the right time. So
continuing to talk a little bit about UC Santa Barbara, during that 7-0 run in there at the end of the 3rd set, was there anything that worked there that you're looking to use moving forward in the next few weeks of the season?
Not in particular. We hadn't. The bottom line is, we work on serving a lot. Probably everyone that watches, probably thinks that, because we have some up and down serving matches, and that was definitely a down serving match for us. And so, as we said a bunch of times on here, we don't serve and pass very well. It's really hard to win matches. And so, even though we didn't, we still had chances, but. That was the first time, I think, the whole match that they started to break down passing. And Dylan was hitting, not intentionally, I don't think, but it was just kind of like a higher, deeper serve, and it got 19 to get him off the net a little bit, and then we scored in trans. So That's the goal all the time, is to get them off the net, get a touch in the dig or whatever, and then transition out of it. And we spent a lot of time working on that. So, but that wasn't specific to anything new. It was, we were fortunate to make plays, and they broke down a little bit.
Coach, with 4 matches remaining in the season, which has been the more impressive for you, the offense or the defense, or a little of both?
On the season?
Yeah, on the season.
Well, unfortunately, it's gone in some waves. I mean, we were really good at defense, I think, out of the gate, and not where we wanted to be on offense. And then I think we went on a 5 or 6 match streak, hitting about 275 or 270 something on our numbers. And we'd put a lot of time into trying to clean some things up on offense, and then so it's gone back and forth a little bit. And so we've had some good serving runs, and we had we're a great passing team for a lot of seasons. So that's something we need to figure out as a staff, and that's on us to figure out why we have some ups and downs on that stuff. Our team, our players, our women are putting in the effort and doing what we ask. So that's on us to figure out why we can't sustain parts of the game or sides of the ball for longer periods of time. So we're working hard at it, and but the good news is we've shown signs of being really good on both sides of the ball, and serving and passing. So we need to find a way to get 3 or 4 of those parts working for the next 4 matches.
Speaking of the ups and downs, what have you and the team done, if anything, to keep the focus on joy, which was the focus from day one throughout the ups and downs of the season?
All day, every day. We've put a lot of time into trying to build the culture that we want, which is a culture that is great teammates, learning-centric culture, growth mindset, being resilient, and most importantly, putting forth the effort and the sacrifice every day for joy and for winning, but not being bound to, if we lose a point, then that loses the joy. So that's a lot harder than coaching volleyball, and it's a lot harder for a team to buy into. And we work on it all day, every day, and we work on trying to bring fans in here and trying to connect with our alumni. And it's really cool. Misty came last week, and it was a big lift for our team and for our staff, and it was just great. I'd obviously talked to her, and she was coming, and we were coordinating, and I didn't know if she'd be at the beginning of practice or whatever, but she wasn't there, so I was like, hey, just text me when you get here. And I think she did, but I was in practice, and like I'm tossing balls on a side court for a blocking drill. Next thing I know, she's putting a ball on my back, and she's shagging and talking to the girl. It was really cool to have her here, and our women look up to her, as they do a lot of our alumni that have been involved. So we're working on that stuff all the time, and we've been really successful in terms of those areas, in terms of what we're trying to do to change. And we have been really successful volleyball-wise too, and we're proud of that. But we're not where we want to be volleyball, but we are where we are, and proud of where we're at culture-wise. And a lot of that has to do with playing with joy, but it has to do with these other things that we've been talking about all season too. And so things take some time, but that's been kind of our primary focus, as we've said all year, and that's been really cool. And I think that's why it shows in a lot of our matches and how we play. We don't give up, and we don't get on each other, and we don't. The girls are having fun and staying together, and we are getting better. Just gotta find a way to put it together these last 4 matches and see what we can do.
And for this week, you're home against UC San Diego and at UC Irvine, both of which are better than what their record indicates. And Irvine having only lost, I think, 3 times at home this year. Like, what will be the keys to getting past UC San Diego and UC Irvine at Irvine?
Well, I think our primary focus this week will be on serve and pass. We don't change a whole lot of what we do. We just put focuses for the week, and maybe we put a little bit of extra time into those things, because we don't want to just chase our tail with what we didn't do good last week or whatever. So that'll be a primary focus if we can win the serve and pass game from a volleyball standpoint. From our standpoint of playing UC San Diego, this is our last chance to really get a big crowd here, and we hope that, again, we haven't won all the matches we've wanted to this year, and we think we're capable of maybe winning a few more, and so there's a sense of disappointment in that a little bit, but I hope that our fans and our community, which I know they will, I hope they're excited about a lot of the things that we're doing well and how we play the game, and we've shown that. I think we've doubled our attendance, but we've had some unlucky breaks because we played 2 home matches and one of them against Cal Poly on Halloween weekend, so it was hard to get people here. And then our last 2 home matches are on Thanksgiving weekend, so it's going to be hard. So this match on Friday against San Diego is really our last chance to, invite people here and get out. I'm going to be inviting people all week, and I'll be at Century Club and I'll be at other places, and we're inviting high schools and all that. And so that's important to us from that sense, from a non-volleyball side, to try to bring in a good crowd and have a great match. And that'll help us if, we feel their energy, which they've been great all year for us. So we're really appreciative of that. And then going to Irvine, I haven't coached there on the women's side yet, obviously, but I've coached there a few times and played there a few times on the men's side. And when the Bryn Center is rolling, it's a tough place to play and a tough place to win. So we respect that. And like you said, it's another team that's, I think, better than their record. And I don't know, we keep saying that. Maybe we're just not as good as everyone thinks in our conference. I don't know, but we have a lot of respect for them, and they have some players that can go off. They're Middle and Joy, and their team is solid, but those 2 can go off, so we got to contain them. So we were able to do that pretty well when we played them at home, even though it went 5. We contained those 2, but it's a different story there. So we're gonna have to have a quick turnaround, prepare for Irvine on Wednesday, and prepare for San Diego Thursday, Friday. So
Thank you, Coach.
thanks.